In this video, I am going to be fishing the Jordan River for 3 days in search of a giant Utah sucker. I catch multiple species, including Utah suckers and even bullhead catfish. Stick along for the ride. Alright guys, well, I'm at the Jordan River right now, and apparently we're going to be sight fishing suckers today because I see a lot of them in the water right here, so yeah. Alright guys, well I couldn't find that ones, and of those ones, they kind of swim away, and I've tried casting and letting it sit, and I haven't got anything doing that, so I want to just kind of walk along this bank. Alright guys, I'm debating something right now. I might take my socks off, pull my pants up, and freaking walk over there, because there's a deep spot like right there. And I'm seeing a lot of fish jumping in. So I might just raw dog it and go over there. But yeah, we'll see. There's a bunch of freaking carp right here. That was huge. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's giant. Alright, I'm gonna try to get another video of these carp. Probably gonna get all scared when I come right here. Oh, that's a bass. There was a bass. There's a carp. Oh gosh, that's crazy. Guys, well, right as I said, I was gonna try to go over there. I freaking hooked into a carp right here, and then it got off while I was reeling it in, but I've still got my worm. Alright guys, I wasn't seeing any more fish at that spot, and I definitely wasn't getting any more bites, so we're going ahead and making our way. Oh, maybe not actually, never mind. Okay, well, it's a freaking construction site, so. Alright guys, first fish of the day. It's an, I believe, Utah sucker. Don't quote me on that, but yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and unhook him, and then we can get some footage of me releasing him. Look. I know I'm supposed to be releasing a fish right now, but look, that thing was just pushing up the river. That was a big carp. Oh, he's still pushing, I think. All right, well, maybe just for a cool visual. Oh shoot, dude, he's right there. He's right there. That was a sucker, and it had a cool linear line. All right, well, here's this sucker going in. Later, buddy. That was a big sucker that was just running up. Jeez. Guys, holy crap. It took me 2 seconds of my worm being in the water right there, and I immediately caught this absolute beast of a fish. Oh my gosh, this is a huge sucker. It's a Utah sucker. And his is probably 10 times bigger than the big one I caught in the last video, so I'm gonna go ahead and take some pictures with him, and then I'll get him out of there. All right, here goes this freaking monster sucker. Holy. All right, well, I think he's just gonna get his bearings. I'm the slimiest I've ever been. Guys, will immediately tragedy. Oh, there's that fish. I was gonna say, immediately tragedy is struck. Still got my weights, but I snapped off my hook, so I'm gonna just, it's gonna be pretty quick. I'm gonna walk over there, grab my stuff, and then just come back here and keep on casting. It's like 3 days later, and I just caught this nice yellow bullhead. I'm gonna go ahead and get some pictures, and then I'm gonna release them. Let's look at this little yellow bullhead right here. Just ate my worm while I was fishing for suckers again. But here he goes. Alright guys, this is bullhead number 2 of today. This is another yellow bullhead. Another pretty chunky one. So, yeah, just like the last few, I want to get some pictures of them, and then I'm going to release them. Alright guys, here goes this bullhead. There it goes. Alright guys, this is day 3 in a row of coming sucker fishing, and Just like last time, I'm seeing a whole lot of suckers, so I'm gonna go ahead and cast out here in a second. Try to get one, but yeah. Alright guys, I just made it back to the spot where I caught all the other ones in the other video, so I'm gonna go ahead and just get some underwater footage and chill. I've got my line out, and yeah, I'll just go ahead and wait for a bite, I guess. But yeah. Alright guys, I'm changing spots because I was just kind of walking up here getting some GoPro footage, and I noticed that like there's a ton of suckers that are pushing their way up this river right now, and there's like none back there, so I think they're all gonna be about in that little area. Alright guys, I had a really good bite here, but they took my worm, so I'm gonna go run over and grab my stuff really quick. Hey guys, first fish. I'm gonna go ahead and grab him and I'll unhook him and get some footage of him and let him go. Alright guys, here's this fish. He's bleeding, so I'm not gonna keep him out of the water too long, but yeah, I'm gonna just get some footage of the release and then first fish. Don't seem to get any fish, but there's a muskrat. Well, I did catch my big sucker, but there is one fish that eats them. And this summer, I'm gonna be paying that fish a little visit.